So in this video we are going to discuss second derivative test for local extreme values. So before moving to the local extreme values with the help of the second derivative test, so let us take an illustration here. So from the figure 1.8 you can observe that this point is called the point of inflection because this point changes the concavity from concave downward to concave upward. So therefore this point is called point of inflection here. And we can observe that for this interval since f double dash of x is negative, so therefore the curve is concave downward for this interval. And for this interval from this point to this point the curve concave upward because f double dash of x is positive for this interval, therefore the curve is concave upward. And moreover we can observe that this point here f double dash is 0, so f double dash is 0 at we take at x equal to c, so c is a critical point. From here also you can observe that f dash of x is 0 at this point, that is also we can take c1 here. So c1 and c1 are the critical points. So in that point we can observe that local maximum value and local minimum value, because the concavity means first derivative f dash is increasing for this interval, later it is decreasing. So at this point you can observe that local maximum value. From here you can observe that f dash is negative and then f dash is increasing, so therefore this point is called local minimum value at x equal to c1. So now let us move to the second derivative test here. We can observe that for this interval f double dash of x is negative at x is equal to c, therefore it means the function has local maximum value at x equal to c, and so this curve has local minimum at x equal to c. And moreover you can observe this for this interval f double dash of x is positive. If f double dash of x is positive at x equal to c for any value between the from this point to this point, so we can observe that the function has local minimum value. And moreover f dash of c is 0 at x equal to c1. Now let us move to the theorem now. The second derivative test for local extreme values. Suppose f is a function such that f double dash of x is also continuous on open interval that containing c, where c is a critical point. If f dash of c is equal to 0 and f double dash of c is negative, then the function f has local maximum value at c, where c is critical point. Second one is if f dash of c is equal to 0 and f double dash of c is positive, then f has local minimum at c. Third one is if f dash of c is equal to 0 and f dash of c is equal to 0 and f double dash of c is also 0, then the test fails. So the function f may have local maximum or local minimum or neither at c. Okay, it means if f dash of c is equal to 0 and f double dash of x is c is negative, so the function has local maximum at c. From this figure you can observe that. And moreover second condition, f dash of c is equal to 0 and f double dash of c is positive, then the function has local minimum at x equal to c here. So these things you have to prove this. Let us move to the proof of the first part now. Suppose f dash of c is equal to 0 and f double dash of c is negative, but you have to prove that the function f has local maximum value at c. You have to prove this here. Now let us by using the definition of derivative, the f dash of c, definition of differentiation written limit as x tends to c f of x minus f of c by x minus c. So this is the definition of the derivative of the function f of x at x equal to c. Similarly, f double dash, what we can write, f double dash of c is equal to limit as x tends to c, f dash of x minus f dash of c by x minus c. So these things are written from the definition of the second derivative are written. Since from the data f dash of c is equal to 0 and f double dash of c is negative, therefore equation 1.1 becomes f dash of c is equal to 0, remaining is f dash of x by x minus c, and f dash of c is equal to this is less than 0 from this data now. So this implies we can observe that f dash of x by x minus c is negative for every x is not equal to c, for every x and x is not equal to c in the interval I. Now let us take the graph here. Now take the function here. This is a to b, this is interval I. Interval I is from a to b. Now this is the point, to take it as x is equal to c here. You can observe that here. Now let us define the, so I are defined. I is the interval that is equal to AB are taken here. So let I1 be the open interval containing all the points of x in I. So let us take I1 from A to C. This is I1. This is I2 from C to B. So let I1 be the open interval containing all the values of x in I for which x is less than c. You take, these are the many values, these are, you take it as x value less than c, taken like this. Then c is the right end of the open interval I1. So this is the I1, this is the interval I1. So I1 interval I1, so c is the right end of the interval I1. I can take it as, that is a comma c like this. So c is the right end of the I1. Let I2 be the open interval containing all the values of x in I for which x is greater than c, then c is the left end of the open interval I2. Now let us take I2, this is I2. Let us define I2. I2 is equal to interval c comma b. I1 is equal to, that's interval, close interval a comma b. I2 define c comma, where c is the left end of the interval I2, and moreover x is greater than c. This is from, this is this c value here. So this point is c. Let us take some x values in the I2. So these values always greater than this point here. So x is greater than c. I define like this. If x is in I1, then x minus c is negative. You can observe that. I think this is the interval I1. So these are the x values here. So obviously x values less than c. Therefore, what is x minus c? X minus c always negative. If x minus c is negative, it follows that from one point, this point. If x minus c is negative, what is f dash of x? F dash of x must be positive. Then only whole term is negative. Okay. Therefore, f dash of x is must be positive. F dash of x is positive means the function f is increasing. Then if x is in I2, then x minus c is positive. You can observe that this is a point c. So in I2 contains what? So in I2 there are x values between the interval c2 comma c comma b. So x is greater than when compared to c. Therefore x minus c is greater than 0. These are the x values. C is left side the interval. So c is, when compared to x values, is less value. So x minus c is positive. Okay. It follows that x minus c is positive. This is positive. If this is positive, what is f dash of x? F dash of x must be negative. Then only whole term becomes negative. Therefore, f dash of x must be negative. We can observe that from this interval, f dash of x is what? Positive. For the second interval I2, f dash of x must be what? Negative. So Therefore, f dash of x changes sign from positive to negative as x increases through c. So, by the first derivative test for local extrema, f has local maximum at c. So, this point is local maximum value. So, when the what the first derivative says that when f dash of x is increasing and then start decreasing, f dash of x is decreasing. So at this particular point x equal to c, so this has maximum value. So this function has local maximum value at x equal to c. Therefore c comma f of c is a local. So f of c is a local maximum value. So I think let us move to the second part here. Now, if second part, you have to prove that if f dash of c is 0 and f double dash of c is positive, then you have to show that f has local minimum at c. Now, let us take a function here. You take the curve like this. Okay, now this is interval A, this is interval B, this is point C. You can observe here. So now let us define the f double dash of c. F double dash of c by using the definition of derivative written limit as extends to c of the function f dash of x minus f of c by x minus c. Since f dash of c is equal to 0 from the data and f double dash of c is positive, therefore equation 1.4 becomes f dash of x by x minus c is positive because f double dash of c is positive. So therefore f dash of x by x minus c is positive for every x, but x is not equal to c in the interval I. Now, so let us this is the interval I. You can define I is equal to close interval a comma b. So I can be split into subintervals I1. This is what I2. There are many x values between a to c, and here also there are many x values between c to b. Let I1 be the open interval containing all the values of x is in I, for which x is less than c. You know, c is bigger when compared to x. Therefore x is less than c, then c is the right end of the interval I1. Let us define I1 close interval a comma c, where c is the right end of the interval I1. And similarly, let I2 be the open interval containing all the values of x in I, for which x is greater than c. So this is the into I2. Let us define. So that is interval c comma b in this figure here. So this is c comma b. So now c is the left end of the I2 and x is greater than c. It means x is what? Greater than c, and c is the left end of the interval I2. Suppose if x is in I1, then what is x minus c? Obviously x minus c is negative. X minus c is negative in the interval I1 because c is bigger than when compared to x values in the interval I1. It follows that 1.6. Go to 1.6. X minus c is negative. What is f dash of x? If x minus c is negative, this becomes negative. F dash of x again must be negative. Then only becomes positive. Therefore, f dash of x is negative. Suppose if x is in I2, x minus c is what? Positive. Because x is greater than c, therefore x minus c is positive in the interval I2. And it follows that x minus c is positive. What is f dash of x? Also positive because the whole term becomes positive. So then f dash of x is positive. Then f dash of x changes from negative to then what? Positive at c. Therefore, by the definition of first derivative test for local extrema, the function f has local minimum at value of c. So therefore, this point is minimum value, local minimum value for the curve y is equal to f of x. How? So here f dash of x is negative for the interval a comma c. For this point f dash is 0, and for this c comma b interval c comma b, f dash of x is positive. So at this point, at the x is equal to c, we have the local minimum value. So it means you can observe that if interval a comma b, always f double dash of is negative. Sorry, f double dash is positive. Sorry, f double dash is positive, and f dash of c is equal to 0. Then we can prove that the curve has local minimum value at x equal to c. Now let us move to the third part of the proof here. For this part, we consider the function f1 x to the power of 4, f2 second function minus x to the power of 4, third function x cube. The first and second derivatives of these functions are 0 at x equal to 0. So for the first function f dash of x is 4x cube, second function 12x square. Similarly, I can find out second derivative at x equal to 0. Second derivative is always 0 at x equal to 0. All the function f1, f2 and f3. The function f1 of x to the power of 4 as local minimum at x equal to 0. F to the power of 4 curve like this we can observe. So this point, so this curve has local minimum at x equal to 0. Then similarly, the function f2 of x minus x to the power of 4, again the curve like this are written here, you can observe. So the curve minus x to the power of 4 curve like this. So this function has local maximum value at x equal to 0. Similarly, f3 of x, here also you can observe that so here, sorry, here you can observe that so you can observe that in this example f of x equal to x cube here. So f dash of x is 0, but in this you cannot conclude that this function has either local minimum or local maximum here. So in this case you can observe that here you can observe that f dash of first derivative is increasing and decreasing at this point. But in this function you can observe that f dash is what? Decreasing then increasing. But whereas here first derivative is always increasing. So therefore, for this function we cannot conclude that whether this function has either local maximum or minimum. Therefore, we can conclude that if f dash of c is equal to 0 and f double dash of c is 0, if f double dash of c and f dash of c both are 0 at x equal to c, we cannot conclude that whether this function has local maximum or local minimum. So because I have seen that f dash of 0 is equal to 0 and f double dash of g is equal to 0 for all the three functions, but this function has local minimum at x equal to 0. So this function has a local maximum at x equal to 0, but this function does not have any local extreme values. Therefore, you cannot conclude by using the second derivative test. You can go for first derivative test to verify the function has local extreme values or not.